Story Bugs.
Hello and welcome to Story Time. Today we are going to read The Country Mouse and the City Mouse and other stories. In this book there are 3 fables written and illustrated by Richard Scarry and published by Random House. So the first one we're going to read is called The Country Mouse and the City Mouse. Annie Mouse lived quietly in the country. One day her friend from the city came to visit her. Annie was delighted. "Melissa, dear, welcome to the country," she said. "Do come in." Annie Mouse asked some friends in for lunch, but Melissa did not eat one nibble of the meal Annie proudly served. "In the city, I dine on spice cake and wine," said the City Mouse, rather grandly. "In the city, I have a machine that plays music, and I dance on a velvet carpet," said Melissa. "Oh, Annie, won't you leave this dull country life behind and come to the city with me?" "My, it does sound tempting," said Annie. So Annie rode off to the city with her friend. "Honk, honk, beep, beep, toot, toot." "Please drive slowly," begged Annie. "Can't hear a word," screamed Melissa. "Isn't it marvelous fun?" Melissa's home in the city was beautiful and such fun to explore. Gaily they raced down the hall. Suddenly, "Woof, woof," barked a fierce, angry voice. "Help! It's the dog!" squeaked Melissa, and the 2 friends ran, shaking with fright. They slammed the dining room door just in time. The poor country mouse almost fainted with fear, but Melissa said, "Oh, he chases me all the time. Come, Annie, climb up on the table beside me. Have you ever seen such food?" "Never," gasped Annie, still shaking with fright. There were dainty bits of spice cake and fine cheese, and even a drop of wine in the glasses. "Oh, I'm seeing things," squeaked Annie suddenly. "I see a cat." "It is a cat!" cried Melissa. "Run, run!" They slammed the living room door just in time. "Oh," sobbed Annie, "I have never been so frightened." "Oh, nonsense, you'll get used to it," said Melissa. "There, I've put on the music machine. Would you care to dance?" Suddenly, the door flew open and there was a fearful noise. "It's the vacuum cleaner!" shrieked Melissa. "Hold on to that curtain, Annie. Hold tight, or the vacuum will gobble you up." Oh, heavens. At last the dreadful machine left, and the country mouse began to run. "Annie, where are you going?" called Melissa. "Home to the country," squeaked Annie. "Goodbye, Melissa. Thank you for the very nice time. Oh, help, oh, 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 oh." The little mouse ran through the city. She ran and ran and ran, and she did not stop until she was safe in the quiet, green country. That night, she told her gentle friends, "I would rather lead a simple life than dine on riches and live in fear." Now she's all warm and cozy back at home, huh? Well, fables are supposed to teach us something, so let's think about that one. What did we learn about that one? I'll let you think about that. The next fable is called The Fox and the Crow. This is Mr. Crow right here. Or maybe it's a Mrs., I'm not sure if it's a girl or a boy crow, but we'll see. A crow sat in a high tree, holding a tasty bit of cheese in her mouth. Oh, it's a girl crow. Along came a hungry warthog. "The crow will laugh when she sees my funny face," he said, "and when she laughs, she'll drop the cheese." He called to the crow, making a funny face. But the crow did not even smile. She was enjoying her little game. Along came a hungry tiger. "Fly down to me, crow," coaxed the tiger sweetly. "Place that cheese on my nose, and I'll show you a clever trick." But the crow did not move. She did not trust that tiger. Along came a hungry little elephant. "Drop the cheese to me, crow," said the elephant, "or I'll give you a shower bath." But the crow did not drop the cheese, even though the elephant's trunk sent up a stream of water. "Watch out, little crow." Good thing she has wings, huh? She can fly out of the way. "Drop the cheese to me, you ugly old bird," called a big brown bear, "and you may have this honey from the bee." But the crow did not like honey, and she did not drop the cheese. The crow was about to eat the cheese when along came a cunning little fox. "Oh, beautiful crow," he called, "you are lovely to see. A bird with such charming feathers must sing a pretty tune. Please sing for me." Now the crow had never been told she was pretty, although she thought she was, and she had never been told that her voice was pretty. She opened her beak and rasped an unpleasant "caw-caw." Down tumbled the cheese into the fox's mouth. Now wasn't she a silly bird to let that sweet talk fool her? The last story is called The Dog and His Bone. The little dog hurried to a stream with a large juicy bone in his mouth. He wanted to eat the bone all by himself, so he ran across a log that bridged the stream. Then in the water he saw a picture of himself, but he thought it was another dog. "Ah, now I shall have two nice bones to eat," thought the greedy little dog. He growled and snapped at the other dog's bone. Splash! His bone fell into the water, and so did he. Now he had nothing to eat. Greedy, greedy makes a hungry puppy. Now again, these stories are supposed to teach us something, so why don't you whisper to the person next to you something that you learned from these stories? Thank you guys for joining me, and we'll see you again next story time. If you guys enjoyed reading that story, would you please click subscribe down below? We read new stories just like this one every day, and we would love to let you know when there's a new story to listen to.